Hello everybody, what is going on? My name is Vinny and welcome to this week's episode of YouTube Explained. God, I've been doing this a while now. This week we're going to be taking a look at Don't Stay in School, and not just the video itself. I'm going to be talking about the whole debate and the whole situation with that and all the traction that's gained. So yeah, we're going to talk about that. Just 1 minute. Just like to say that TeePublic are having a sale right now, so you know, if you guys want to go pick up some shirts, some of mine, you know, you can pick up some of the other ones they have on there too, made by actual designers. Or you could pick up mine because they're way cooler. Be a cool kid. Come on, all the cool kids are doing it. The shirts are marked down to $14, I believe. The sale runs until the 14th of August. If you guys want to check that out, links down below. Also, I now have a Patreon page. I'm going to be talking more about that later. But just be aware it exists. As always, links down below. So most of you have probably already heard of the controversial and, to be honest, quite catchy rap video made by David Brown, aka Boy in a Band, called Don't Stay in School. Also, the Fine Brothers may have just done a Parents React to it. I've been working on this video for a while, I swear, it's just a happy coincidence. Anyway, in regards to the content of this video and the debate that's forming around it, lots of people are quick to jump on the bandwagon, yo, fuck school! While I wholeheartedly agree with major aspects of this video, and I believe that David Brown is a highly intelligent person that has some very, very good points to make, I do have to pick apart some of his arguments. Let me explain. As students, we have all, and I mean we have all, asked ourselves the question, when am I ever going to use this shit? I agree that schools should be teaching more useful information. Finances, laws, human rights, all spring to mind. Schools should be geared a little more towards getting ready for the real world. That much is clear. But I feel like this video and people who are only now taking up issue with the school system are forgetting the importance of the subjects that we are taught in school as children. Mankind as a species has amassed a huge amount of knowledge. This accumulation of knowledge is the result of centuries of human progress. We must conserve this knowledge and use it to even further our evolution. As I see it, it's our duty to pass this knowledge on to future generations. Yes, we should learn about real-world circumstances and how much it takes to raise a child, but it is imperative that we continue to teach what we have learned so far throughout the span of our existence. One of the arguments I hear a lot is, yes, we should teach them this, but only the basics, and then, you know, let them decide if they want to continue or not. We do the basics. That's what high school is. It's the basics of pretty much everything. And we're barely able to do that as it is. And forgetting that, I still don't completely agree with this way of thinking. Kids won't want to learn about mitosis, or the fall of the Ottoman Empire, or complex numbers. I've also heard that we should rely on the thirst for information that these kids will have, and that when presented with the choice, they will want to learn more. I do not believe that. Sure, some kids will, of course they will, but they will be in the minority. And this is about educating the general population, not just the kids who want to become rocket scientists or doctors. That's what higher education is for. This is about instilling a general knowledge and culture onto the population. This is what makes our society, mostly anyway, smarter, more forward-thinking, and more rational than past societies. We know more shit. We know more about how our bodies work, and how the natural world functions, and that's including the harm we can do to ourselves and to the natural world, and how to prevent it. We know more about history and its mistakes, more about the social and economic dynamics of today's world. Regions such as South America and Africa, we see in a completely new light. Globalization in it. I despised math with a passion. But it is an incredibly powerful tool that strengthens our ability to problem solve and to just think in general. That's what sets us apart from the natural world. Monkeys can't do no quadratic equations. Can you? Fuck you. Come here. You know, when I did find that answer to that question that seemed impossible to solve, you know, it made me realize that I can do something if I put my mind to it. It also helped me realize that I would rather die than pursue a career that involved the subject, but that's besides the point. Say a child doesn't want to study biology, so he or she just doesn't. But it is possible that if that child were to be forced to study biology, at least for a little while, he or she may have fell in love with the subject and pursued a career in that field. Why segregate the population and only teach the kids who want to be taught? By making subjects such as these optional, we are diminishing the number of engineers and doctors and scientists that possibly would have pursued a career if they had been introduced to the subject in the first place. And not just introduced, sorry, but actually made to study it. Kids aren't going to do this stuff by themselves. I was a kid. I'm still a kid. I know about this, okay? I wouldn't not have learned about the immune system, you know, I just wouldn't have. 2 weeks before my final exam, I studied something that I hadn't studied yet. We had seen it in class, but I didn't listen. Anyway, I started studying it, I started reading it, and I was so fascinated. I thought it was amazing. Our bodies are amazing. I'm not just talking about boobs. I'm talking about the defense mechanisms that lie within our body. Like, they're crazy, they're amazing, they're so organized, and they all do different things, and it's like, it's incredible to me, and I was just so into it. I loved it, as you can tell. And if I hadn't been forced to do that, I would never have come across that amazing part of our body that I didn't even know existed. So as children, I think it is important that we are forced to explore all the different avenues, all the different stems, you know? No, not weed. I mean, that's not what I was saying. Seriously though, the subjects we were taught in school do have long-term application to most people's lives, even though it is hard to see the immediate utility of these subjects. Then if you thought the kids to parent, then that's the problem solved then! Now this isn't exactly true, is it? As David has stated in his other videos, you can't leave the education of a child up to its parents. That is incredibly unjust. Some children don't have parents, some children have shitty parents. You can't expect the parent to teach them about all these things that they need to know. This would mean condemning the orphans and the neglected children of the world. Teaching a child to parent is a bit silly now, isn't it? That wouldn't solve the problem at all. This and a few other things in this video seem ridiculously hard to teach to children. How are you going to teach a 15-year-old kid to be a good parent? Lots of parents don't even know how to parent. And how can you expect these kids to remember all this information that they might need one day if they choose to have a child? Or what about unplanned teen pregnancy, Vinny? The information and the help is available for those who are in that situation. Why would we devote hours of classroom time to educate everyone when only a few people are actually going to use this information? I thought this was about making the most of this time and actually teaching kids what they need to know. I do agree with lots of things said in this video. We do need to take a good long hard look at the curriculum, and we need to reevaluate what we are teaching our kids, and more importantly, we need to ask them what they think. And what we do teach today, we teach for a reason, and we need to help children inherit their intellectual heritage. Kids at that age don't know what they want to do. I mean, even college kids don't know what they want to do. This is all about being general, opening as many doors as we can for children. Higher education is built for specializing in this or that, and this is about instilling general knowledge and culture to the future generations, even those who are going to pursue a career that doesn't require higher education. I received most of my education in France. Basically, in high school, there are two routes you can take. You can take the academic one or the vocational one. I'm going to be talking about the academic one because that's the one that concerns me and most people here in France. Well, in France. I don't live there anymore. Within this academic route, there are 3 different choices you can make after your first year. The first year is a general year, everybody's taught the same thing. After that first year, you can choose to be put in a class that's more specific to science and maths, a class that's more specific to literature and language, or a class that is more specific to social economics, which is the most general one, really. Has a bit of everything. I, for example, took the scientific option because it's the hardest one, and it's the hardest one. No, it's just, it has the most doors open to you. 6 months in, I changed my mind. I wanted to be a game developer, and I completely changed my mind. So I was kind of fucked because I was so bad at maths, and I really struggled to get the grades that I wanted. Those were 2 kind of very annoying years for me. Oh yeah, and this choice is for 2 years. There's no going back. Luckily, this didn't make a difference to me because I took a pretty general route, and also English universities just didn't care. They did require math though, so if I had taken the literature side of things, which I kind of wanted to do after picking the scientific route, well, that would have screwed me because they don't do math. It is an inefficient system in that regard, but what I'm saying here is that it's still pretty general. And I value the overall education I received there, especially the philosophy class that was mandatory in senior year. Most of the way I structure my videos today, doing these analysi, anal. Oh god. The way I structure my videos, I've taken a lot from that class. I really thought about a lot of abstract ideas which I did anyway, but that's probably why I loved it. But I just got a lot from that philosophy class, and I'm really happy I did that. And I'm really happy they made us do it. I agree we need to reevaluate what we teach, how we teach, and in fact, how we value teachers, and how we pick teachers. Seriously, my English class back in France, granted, you know, I'm always going to be better than the teacher, unless they are English or American or whatever, unless that's their first language. But no, this was a French person trying to teach us English who would make horrible mistakes. I really hope she's not watching this video. You know, she would make like just the worst mistakes. I don't know, this isn't exactly what she said, but she said something along the lines of, instead of saying undeniably, she said indeniably. Like, what? How are you an English teacher? It doesn't, like, what? And like, she would mess up plurals and like, no, you should be better at your job. Like, I turned to the guy next to me and say, don't write that down, that's wrong. Because I didn't want to correct her, because it'd be a bit rude, you know. Actually, miss, that's wrong. In Finland, teachers are required to have a master's degree, and they're highly revered, just like doctors are or scientists. And they should be. Teaching is an extremely important job. There are other systems out there that just do it way better than us. We need to reevaluate where we currently stand. Having just finished my high school education and about to enter university, I'm kind of in that phase where I'm an adult. I know, it's super scary. I'm an adult. And one of the major things I wish I would have learned in school is finances. Basic finances. Maybe I'm a little on the slow side, but I had no idea what the difference was between a credit card and a debit card, and what a credit score was used for. You know, I had theories and vague ideas, and of course I could just go on the internet or ask somebody, but you know, having a class in personal finance would have been very, very useful, and I'm sure a lot of you out there have this class, and I envy you because I have no idea. They never taught me about any of that stuff. So, to wrap things up, yo. Although this video was a little dramatic and a little extremist for my taste. I'll tell everyone my childhood was wasted. Really? I think it's very effective in spreading the word about this issue, and is a real issue, and drawing people's attention to it. It's opening up a dialogue. From one simple video we are talking about this, I'm talking about it, and people are thinking about how we can improve the school systems and how we, you know, we're reevaluating what we are teaching kids, and it's good, and for that I give it a thumbs up. I don't want anyone to think I'm not agreeing with the overall message. I just have to pick some of the things apart because it's a bit crazy, it's a bit extremist. When you look at an idea, there are extremists on both sides and neither of them are right. Generally speaking, neither of them are right. So as I just mentioned, some financial advice would have done me some good. Just checked my balance the other day. Let's just say that I will not be buying any more mic stands anytime soon. So, speaking of me and managing money poorly, I have a Patreon page now. So yeah, I said I'd talk about this for one little minute. Patreon is a site pretty much like an ongoing Kickstarter where you can donate a certain amount of money per video I release. I release one a week, so that's 4 videos a month. I'm smart. So if you donate $1, then it's like $4 a month, or if you donate 5, you know, do the math. Told you I wasn't good at math. And then also you can set the maximum amount of times you want to pay. Like, I'm not allowed to release 10 videos and you'll have to pay that. Like, no, that's not how it works. You choose what you pay, but in return there will be exclusive Patreon content. There's like this exclusive club where we can interact and I can tell you about the upcoming videos, stuff like that. There's also some other rewards there, like Skype sessions with me and stuff like that. I make it sound like I'm like this big celebrity that you need to pay to talk to. You really don't. But it's basically just about you guys supporting me, you know, and I want to turn this into a job. I would be working right now if it weren't for YouTube. I would have found a job this summer, and I still might have to. So basically what I'm saying is, please give me money so I don't have to work a normal job or be a normal person and function in society. Thanks. I mean, just go check it out. It's down there. Can't hurt. I have some milestones as well. It's a pretty interesting system and I'm gonna try it, so there it is. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. It really means a lot to me. Please comment your suggestions down below. Actually, no, do not do that. I mean, you can if you want to, but the place to do that is the subreddit. The YouTube Explained subreddit. Go there to leave all your suggestions and just talk about the videos in general. All the links to everything I've talked about are in the description down below, including sources, Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. Shameless plug after shameless plug. I'm just gonna leave now because you're probably sick of me babbling on about my own stuff. And you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for, everything. You guys are great. Stop saying thank you all the time. It's really desperate. Well, shut up. You're desperate.
No, Tough. I'm serious. Look at his ears. Tough. He's huge.
Is this recording? Because that would be awkward. Oh, it is recording. Well, that's even more awkward now. Hello, everybody. What's going on? Vinny here. I said I'd do a Q&A, so I'm doing a Q&A. Yo, if you like this video, then go ahead and give it a like and comment, subscribe, all that shit, man. And I'll catch you later, yo. Gonna go gangbang some caps and asses. And